So according to Joe Rogan, it turns out that Jon Jones is actually now thinking about retirement. Is this a fucking joke? I'm just sick to death of Jon Jones now. So what's happened here, in my opinion, is Jones has priced himself out. I said this would happen. I predicted this a while ago in one of my past videos. I said I bet Jon Jones is going to price himself out so he can say, well, the UFC just didn't want to pay me. Like, it's ridiculous. Like, Jon Jones has said, I want fuck you money. I want fuck you money to fight Tom Aspinall. Dana White said, all right, you'll be getting paid. This fight is happening. And now apparently, the 30 million rumors bullshit and Jon's thinking about retiring. I don't want to hear it from the Jon Jones fans. But Jon doesn't need to fight Tom Aspinall. Tom Aspinall's done nothing. Tom's this, Tom's that. I know I've said it so many times, but let me just explain it for you dumb cunt Jon Jones fans that just go along with everything that he says. In fact, let's go with the narrative, right? So initially, Jon Jones says, I don't want to fight Tom Aspinall. He's done nothing in the sport. All right, he's done nothing in this sport. And all you Jon Jones fans, oh, yes, Jon, Tom Aspinall's a nobody. Absolutely, Jon, you're right. Then it switches. As soon as Jon Jones asks for fuck you money, it's, well, actually, this has been a really clever negotiation tactic from Jon Jones. He was always going to fight Tom Aspinall. So at the start, he wasn't going to, but then he was, whatever. And now I can see it. I can see it coming. When if Jon Jones does retire instead of fighting Tom, it's going to go back to the first narrative. Well, he didn't need to fight him anyway, guys, so he didn't even need to do it. Which is it? Is it a negotiation tactic, or does he not need to fight him? Take your pick. It can't be fucking both. Alright? But apparently Dana White said that the 30 million rumor is bullshit. He called Joe Rogan and said, listen, bro, it's bullshit. And apparently Joe Rogan, I'm guessing from Dana White, has been told that Jon is thinking about retirement now. After saying, I want fuck you money, Dana White is saying, it's going to happen next, 100%, I'm going to pay him. Now he's thinking about retirement. I think what he's done is he's priced himself out ridiculous. And Dana White's gone, well, we can make, we can pay you this much. And Jon's gone, no, I want this much. That's what I think. It's not confirmed that, but I think that's what it is. Maybe Dana White can come and elaborate in the future as to what really happened. But apparently now he's thinking of retirement. Because now he's not getting the Pereira fight that he wanted. The easy layup. He's not getting the Derek Lewis fight or the Jamal Hill fight that he also said that he wanted to do. He's being pushed into a corner, and the UFC have called his bluff, right, and said, okay, right, we'll pay you then. And now look, apparently he's retiring. Like, what the fuck? So we're gonna listen to what Joe Rogan has to say or about the situation, and then we're gonna react. Okay, so let's listen. Shit, that's not the right one. Hold on. Here we go.
Speaking of which, I have to correct something. We were talking about Jon Jones. I had heard a rumor that Jon Jones wanted $30 million to fight Tom Aspinall. And I did hear that rumor. And I did hear that the UFC said yes, but it is not true. So Dana contacted me, said that rumor's bullshit. So I felt obligated to tell everybody that.
So that whole 30 million rumor, bullshit, apparently. Now, it could just be Joe Rogan trying to, maybe Dana White's called up Joe Rogan and said, look, bro, I need you to kind of downplay these rumors. I need you to kind of say that it's bullshit. I need you to throw people off the scent. That could be the case, all right? But let's just take it at face value, okay? Dana White's called Joe Rogan and he said, 30 million rumor is bullshit, not happening. Okay, so I want to know how much well, obviously we're not going to find out, but I wonder how much Jon Jones is really asking for then. If it's not 30 million, is it less? Is it more? Who knows? Either way, it's meaning that he's thinking about retirement, so it can't be that good for him. He can't be that pleased with the sum of money that the UFC is willing to pay him. And it's just ridiculous. Like, this guy, that his fan base big him up like he's the big bad, he's the boogeyman, he's Jon Jones, he turns no one down, he's a fucking animal. And it's like, but I need to be paid enough to do it. Like, my friend just sent me a voice note, right? And I'm gonna play it. Shout out Jacob. There's a lot of the criticisms that people, the Jon Jones fans give why Jon Jones shouldn't be fighting Tom Aspinall is, well, Tom's not done anything. Tom's not even that good. Like Jones is levels above him. Jones is levels above Tom. He shouldn't even waste his time. Tom doesn't deserve it. Listen to what my friend has to say. I agree 100%. Shout out Jacob. Listen.
I just think, like, if anybody has anything negative to say about Tom Aspinall, like, he's predictable or, you know, he doesn't have a good wrestling foundation, he doesn't have a good base or whatever, you know, any kind of criticism at all to Tom Aspinall, it should be, yeah, Jon Jones should fight him then. You know? It should really be that. I mean, if there's levels to this game, then Jon should fight him and take a win from him if it's going to be that easy.
Exactly. And there's another one here. Let me play this one.
Because I keep seeing people say like, oh, well, Tom does this and Jon would capitalise on it, and, you know, oh, Jon's an avid tape watcher, you know, he'd look at this and he'd find a way, and it's like, good. Well, he should. Let's fight then. You know?
Absolutely. It's such a cope to say that, well, Jon will destroy him anyway, so why do we even need to see it? It's like, well, if that's the case, then do it. If it's that easy of a fight, if you think Tom Aspinall is like that shit, and he's no good, and he's done nothing, and he has no skill, you know, he's levels below Jon Jones, then why doesn't Jon Jones just fight him? And then beat him, and then he can say, see, I told you all so. And the response to that from the Jon Jones fans, as it always is, well, he doesn't need Tom Aspinall. No, I'll tell you what, he does need him. All right? If Jon Jones would have stayed away and never come back, then no, he doesn't need Tom Aspinall. But he decided to come back at heavyweight. He decided to come back at heavyweight and compete in the heavyweight division. Now, if you're the heavyweight champion, right, believe it or not, guys, you actually have to fight some contenders, all right, that aren't 42-year-old Stipe. You have to fight the best of the best. Your contenders, your interim champion. I can't believe we have to spell it out for all you dumb, smooth-brained Jon Jones fans, right, that just sit there going, like, that's what you sound like. That's a direct quote from a Jon Jones fan. So I'm not just being mean, that's a quote. If you're coming back to compete in the UFC, in any weight class, all right, you have to fight your contenders if you're the champ. And if he ducks out of this fight and retires, what is his heavyweight legacy? I'm not on about his all-time. I'm on about his heavyweight legacy. A win against Garn and a win against 42-year-old retired Stipe Miocic. Wow. What a heavyweight legacy, guys. Why even come back? Why waste everyone's time coming back to fucking fight no one? Like, Cyril Garn, it was a good win. I'll give him that. Even though Garn, let's be honest, didn't want to fucking be there. He just wanted a big payday, all right? But let's just say that he wasn't. Great win on Garn, all right? Had a year and a half out, very nearly 2 years. Fights Stipe Miocic, who's retired, by the way, all right? Not officially, but let's be honest, 4 years out of the cage. Last fight was a KO loss. Retirement. And he's just been holding the belt, man. Like, since he came back, right, in 2023, all right, he's fought twice. He's fought twice. Once a year. Once a fucking year. And one of them was a retired fighter. What's the point in coming back to the UFC, right, to try and prove that you're the best, if you're going to fight, literally, fight someone that wasn't even the best heavyweight at that time in Cyril Garn, and then fight Stipe Miocic? Why waste all the fans' time? We want to see the best fight the best. We don't want to see Jon Jones fighting an old-age pensioner. Why would we want to see that? It's just taking the piss. Like, why even waste your time, our time, Tom's time? Not even just Tom's. The whole heavyweight division is on a fucking lockdown because Jon Jones is holding the belt hostage. On just like, if you're gonna retire, then fuck off. Why are you holding the belt still? If you're gonna retire, Jon Jones, then fucking leave. Just leave. What are you waiting for? What are you... If you're thinking about retirement, leave. Genuinely. And if you're not thinking about retirement, right, take the money and fight Tom Aspinall. Sick of it now. All right, let's carry on because he's got more to say.
That was a fake rumor. I don't even remember who, because we did that podcast. Unfortunately, we did that podcast 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
I don't remember who told me that.
What do you think the amount is that Jon Jones would fight him for, or do you think it's an amount?
Well, apparently Jon is thinking about retiring.
Yeah.
And he should. I mean, he's going to have to someday.
Sorry, I'll let it play because he clarifies. Hold on.
He should. I'm not saying he should retire. I'm saying he should think about it. Give the man all the time he wants. He can fight whenever he wants to fight. That's Jon Jones. He's the GOAT.
So let me get this straight, Joe Rogan. Let me get this perfectly straight. So at the start, right, we'll go up and start that. So he says, Theo Von says, if any number, what's the number? And Joe Rogan says, well, he's thinking about retiring. Fucking joke. Absolute fucking joke of a fighter. This is your GOAT, guys. This is your fucking greatest fighter of all time. Ducking his toughest fight of his career, arguably. Ducking the toughest fight at heavyweight, right? Because he didn't get his way, and he didn't get the Pereira fight, so he's throwing his toys out the pram, and he's going, well, I'm going to retire then. Like, this could not be true, right? I'm just going off what Joe Rogan's saying, and if this is true, and Jon is thinking about retirement, it's a fucking joke. And Joe Rogan, listen, Jon's the GOAT. He can do what he wants. No, Joe Rogan, why are you endorsing this? You're a fucking goon. I hate him. Oh, I just hate Joe Rogan now. Why does Jon Jones get special privilege? Why should Jon Jones, right, he's the greatest of all time? Doesn't fucking matter. He shouldn't just be able to sit out, come back and fight whenever he wants. Because there's another bit of this, not in this clip, but in the podcast, where he said, look, if Jon wants to leave and come back and fight Tom Aspinall, he can. No! That's not how it fucking works, bro. You can't just fucking leave and oh, wait, no, he can, because he did, and it's Jon Jones, guys. Jon Jones can do whatever the fuck he wants. I'm just going to zoom out. So Joe Rogan's saying that Jon can do what he wants. He's the GOAT. I think he should think about retiring. He can fight whenever he wants. Why is that the attitude that we're having? Like, Jon can just piss off and then come back and then be like, you know what? I actually want a title fight now, so I'm going to come back and do it. No, piss off. We don't need this shit, bro. We want actual contenders that want to be here. They want to fight for the... Look, I get fighters need to make money. They need to somehow pay the bills, support a family, yada, yada, yada. But you can support the family on a hefty mill. You don't need 30, 40, whatever the number is. Why does Jon Jones need fucking money? The answer is, and he actually answered this himself, so before you guys say it's because he deserves it, Jon Jones' actual reason, bar for bar, word for word, was he wants to be the amount of money that makes it worth it whether he wins or loses. He wants it to be worth it in case he loses that fight. That does not scream confidence. So now, Dana White is basically cornering him, pulling his bluff, saying, all right, we'll pay you. We'll pay you. You're fighting Tom. And apparently now, according to Joe Rogan, who's like buddy with Dana, like I don't know why he would just make this up out of nowhere. I don't think Joe Rogan would just make this up, because Dana would not be happy with it. I don't think Dana's going to be happy with it anyway, because he's kind of like, just like letting it out there before Jon's even set out. Oh, fucking forgot where I was going now. I'm just irate, all right? He should not just be able to come back and retire. I mean, and fight again. All right. He knows that Tom needs a tough matchup, because he said, "Oh, I want it to be worth it, whether I win or lose." That's not confident. He knows that it's a risky fight, and now the UFC have called his bluff. He now is going to retire, apparently. If these roles were switched, right, and it was Tom Aspinall who was the champion, and he was actively ducking his number one contender, I would call the guy out, all right? I would. Alex Pereira, I love the guy. It looks like he's ducking Ankalaev. I'm gonna call the guy out. If Alex Pereira's next fight isn't Ankalaev, I'm gonna call the guy out. I will. If DDP, not that he would, but because he said that he wants to fight, because DDP wants to fight dangerous contenders. If DDP turned around and said, I don't want to fight Hamzat, I want to fight someone else in my division, actually, I'm just going to quit, I'd call the guy out. Same with every other champion. I don't know why Jon Jones gets a pass, because he's the GOAT, alright? Because he's the greatest of all time, so he can just do what he wants. It's a fucking... And Joe Rogan's the problem. He can do what he wants, because people will watch this, they'll watch the actual fucking smooth brain dead, special ed, Jon Jones fans. They'll watch Joe Rogan, alright, say this. They'll listen to what Jon Jones says, and they'll just go, I think I can do what he wants as well. They just take in information from these absolute goons like a sponge, and that's their personality, that's their thought. Think for yourself. And I'm just going to play this clip, because this is all the more beautiful now, alright? This is all the more beautiful. The clip of Tom Aspinall saying this.
Because there's no way on earth that he's going to fight me. Not a chance. I will retire Jon Jones without even fighting him.
And we'll leave it right there. He's going to retire Jon Jones without even fighting him. Looks like that's the case, according to Joe Rogan. If this fight gets made, I'll be more than happy to give Jon Jones his praise for taking it. Well, according to Joe Rogan, if we go back, according to Joe Rogan, that 30 million rumor is bullshit. Jon is thinking about retiring. And I'm sick of people like Joe Rogan and Jon Jones fans just saying, yeah, that's fine, Jon. Do whatever you like because you're the best. Like, no. Like, if you're going to retire, Jon, right, just fuck off and don't come back. Right? If you're not going to retire, fight Tom Aspinall. If it's that much of an easy fight, like all you Jon Jones ones, Jon will destroy Tom. Jon will destroy him. Tom doesn't stand a chance. Then do it. Then fucking do it. Well, Tom's not got a good resume. Who gives a fuck? He's the interim champion in your weight class, Jon Jones. Like, I'm sick and tired of these fans and you saying he's done nothing to deserve it. He's not fought anyone. Do you know why he's not fought any champions, Jon Jones? Because you won't fucking let him. What's he supposed to do? Like, genuinely, what is he supposed to fucking do? And when he was on the come up, right, before he got to this spot that he's in now, there wasn't a champion. I don't know if you realise, Jon, but you fought for a vacant belt, alright? If Tom Aspinall would have worked his way up and Francis was still the champion, you know Francis would have taken that fight. 100% he would have taken that fight. There was no champion for Tom to have been able to beat, because by the time he was high enough in the rankings, there was no champion. And he was not in the position, ranking-wise, to fight for the belt. Why he's not fought a champion? Because there was no champion for him to fight. The belt was vacated, bro, because Francis fucked off and left. So to say, well, Tom's fought no champions. He's not had the chance. And he's still not going to have a chance, because you're not letting him, you dumb cunt. End of rant, alright? This is ridiculous. Let me know what you guys think. I know I'm going to have some Jon Jones fans in the fucking comments like, well, Jon doesn't need to fight Tom Aspinall. He's the GOAT. He's the GOAT. It doesn't matter. You are the champion, alright? You are the champion. It's your duty to either defend your title, right? Defend your title, or if you don't want to do it, then just fucking go away. Stop holding the belt hostage, relinquish it right now, okay, and let the contenders fight. Because right now, all you're doing is holding up the fucking division. And it's pathetic. Like and subscribe, links down below. Until next time, I'll see you in a bit.